And a man selling ice cream, singing Italian songs. Did you know that guitar player committed suicide? If you look, if you look at him when he's playing the guitar, he's like, I don't know, it's crazy. But huh, have to do research on Chicago, find out what happened to him. But anyhow, just checking in, and I am using the selfie camera, so you look at yourself when you're recording, which throws a whole different dynamic on the video when you sit there and you watch yourself. Right? But blame it on the Henny. So today is Saturday, September. We got clear blue skies. Temperature is pleasant, not humid. I know a lot of places in the USA are humid, nasty, but I guess you just get used to it, right? If you're a swamp person, just like that Leonard Skinner song, swamp, 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 swamp music. So I've got an idea. Not to say that the engineers don't know what they're doing, because I know that the engineers over in Sweden or Switzerland, the engineers were really good until they sold their product out to the United States. Then it went to total garbage. Everybody knows that European designed automobiles were different, but when you stop and you think about it and you look at an automobile, I saw this one thing ad yesterday on Facebook, and it showed during the wartime that the females, they showed this female and she had her son there, a little son, and probably about 4 or 5 years old. And they showed a picture of her underneath the hood of the car, of the vehicle, and repairing it. And I guess this was the thing back then. You know, people don't realize that human effort, you know, they don't realize what that is all about. That's what that was all about. Everybody pulled together as a team during the war. That's why there was super well, anywho, that's the thing. When you get everybody to pull together, it would turn this whole freaking thing upside down. They don't want it. They want the people to be, you know, living in poverty, in dilapidated houses. They love it. And so anyway, they showed this lady doing some work on the car, and I just looked at the car and I'm like, these cars are freaking junk, right? They've been junk from day one. It has now reached an evolution point, if that's a proper word to describe. It has now reached a pinnacle from total freaking garbage junk that only doesn't even last a year. It falls apart, total garbage. It has now reached a pivotal point to where it's going into the electric vehicle that doesn't have all that garbage in it, right? They've been junk. That's no wonder why they depreciate, because they are junk. And the technology's been suppressed for over 100 years. And so, anyhow, so I was thinking about the engineers. And so I've got an idea for the engineers who are designing 18-wheeler trucks. And this is idea for you to design something. Probably the Chinese can do it best, right? They're just better at, I think they're the ones who designed the umbrella, right? I'll look it up here in a little bit. But it's like, these engineers are not truck drivers. I mean, probably the ones over in Switzerland were, because they, you know, it was designed great. The first truck that I got in, a Volvo, that was designed in Europe, Switzerland, I think it is, Sweden or Switzerland, one or the other. It was designed great. And then the year after that, it got worse. The year after that, it got worse and worse and worse, till finally it's like you're driving around in a Dodge, right? It's like you're driving around in a Dodge. Everything that was good in it, they totally freaking destroyed it. I don't even know why they even keep the name. But anyhow, so I've got an idea for the seat, because obviously these engineers are not truck drivers. So the seat, when you raise the seat up, it gives you more visibility. You can see everything. You're more, you know what's going on around the vehicle. I see you people in the comments. I'll read them here in a second. And but me personally, I always keep it all the way to the bottom for a reason. It would be nice to have it up high because you can see everything. But there's a problem. Okay? When you raise the seat to a certain height, that you like, that's good. But it's a nightmare if you get out of the vehicle. Because if you get out of the vehicle, the seat pops up clear up to the top. It's way up here. There's no, like if you start raising it, watch how I go up higher. You see me raising up higher? See that? That's tough. Okay, so I'll let it down a little bit. Say I wanted to drive right here. There's no stop on it. Where it's adjusted, it should have a stop where it's adjusted here so that it doesn't go any higher. It still has the hydraulics to go lower, but it doesn't go any higher than this. They've never had one. Since I've been driving trucks, they've never had one. When you get out of the seat pops up all the way. So if you get out of the truck, seat's freaking popped up all the way. You can't even get back in it. Can you believe that? Years and years and years, and nobody has figured that out. So that's why I keep it on the bottom. Because it's a nightmare if you get out of the truck. To go out and connect trailers or whatever. So I just thought I'd put that out there. And stay tuned. I'll come up with some more ideas right now. I'm just waking up right now, and let me see what people are saying in the comments. Okay, so did everybody go check out Vicky Dillard yesterday to see that guy over in the United Kingdom? I'm gonna go check it out right now and see what his name is and see what he's all about. So just let me check something real quick right here, right now. Okay, I see about 2 or 3 people in the comments saying hi. Do you mind telling the rest of the people who might be watching now, do you mind telling them where you're from? If you're a real person, do you mind telling them who you're from? I mean, where you're from? What part of the United States or part of the world are you from? Okay, so all anybody can say is hi. But yet there's 8 people in here. Craziness. Okay, so I'll come up with some topics to talk about and I'll get back on here and make a video a little bit later. Okay, because I'm sure there's plenty of things to talk about. I just gotta, you know, start shuffling through the stuff and see what other people are talking about. Okay, so you know that there's this lady over in the United Kingdom, UK, the UK, right? UK is United Kingdom. Well, guess who lives in the United Kingdom? David. David lives in the United Kingdom. I'll tell you where he lives, because not only did he write the book of um, these things, not only did he write the book and tell you who they are, you will not believe who they are, you will not believe what they do. Okay, not only did he do all that, but I actually think he is one himself. Okay, so let me tell you where he lives. Okay, he lives in the United Kingdom, apparently. So what's in the United Kingdom? Well, you know, us people who've been to school in the United States, you know how much we know about other places. We don't know jack about other places. So I think it is Britain, wherever the heck that is, Britain and England and London and what else is in the United Kingdom? There's well, England, Britain, London. That's all I can think of. But so apparently it's like, I don't know. I guess it's like a chunk of land or something. It's kind of like a its own little land. I'll have to look at the map. But over near the United Kingdom, they have an island, and it's called the Island of Wight. But White is not spelled White. It's spelled Wyght or something like that. I don't know. I have to go look at it again, but it's Isle of Wight, Island of Wight. That's where he lives. And I think the island is probably like 25 miles across. And I have to check it out again, but the only way to get there is by ferry boat. If you're out on the mainland, you have to take your car, I guess, and you drive it onto a ferry boat, and then the ferry boat takes you to the island. You want to check it out? Check it out on YouTube. I'm sure they show the island on YouTube. I'll search more into it, but that's where he lives. I don't know if he wants people knowing where he lives, but so anyhow, what's going on over here? Personally, I think the place is sick. Okay? I mean, let's just be honest. Let's face it. That place is freaking whack. You know, look at the you think this place is lacks racial diversity. Look at that place. That place is freaking nuts, man. You know? Not saying that they don't have good, nice people, some good people, but some of them are probably, you know, really, really, I don't know what the hell's going on over there. But, you know, you can't really come out and say, you know, when you're talking about different racial ethnicities, you can't even say the words because AI picks it up and starts doing all kinds of weird stuff with it. But I'm giving you my honest opinion. You know, we got issues over here with, you know, with diversity, but that place looks, to me, it looks freaking crazy, nuts. Well, what do you expect when the reptilian shapeshifter bloodline is there? You know, all those symbols and stuff, that's where it's from. And well, what is a reptilian shapeshifter? An extraterrestrial. What's an extraterrestrial? A fallen angel. The Nephilim. Okay? The Holy Scriptures calls them Nephilim. These are the extraterrestrials. David Icke identifies them as reptilian shapeshifters. Okay? And so that's probably why. The place is sick. Look how they treat the horse. Those horses out there in Birmingham Palace or whatever it's called. Dude sitting on that horse has the horse there. They're disgusting. That's disgusting what they're doing to horse. That's cruelty to animals. And so this lady, a certain racial ethnicity, I don't know if I can talk about it. Like I said, just go to Vicky's channel and you'll see it. Vicky Dillard. Check out her channel from 2 days ago where she did this interview with this guy from UK. Now they're starting to tell you what's going on over there. This racial ethnicity girl, lady, got gang raped by a certain racial ethnicity. You'll hear all about it if you go to Vicky Dillard's channel. She'll tell you who they are. I've just got to be a little bit cautious because I don't know all the lawyer stuff, right? She's got lawyers helping her out. And so this guy from the UK, United Kingdom, I don't know exactly where. Like I said, I just saw him the other day. I'm going to go in and I'm going to do some research on him right now, if I got a little bit of time right now. And gang raped her to death. Okay? So now do you believe what I'm saying about that place? Okay? And so, anywho, go to ivantic.com. That's ivantic.com. Ivantic.com. They have the book there by David Icke that tells you about these people, these extraterrestrials. They don't want this information getting to the people. That's why they've banned him from entering over 30 European countries. And they've banned him on the two major video social platforms here in the United States, using some garbage, deranged excuse that only a freaking Dumbo, uneducated Dumbo would believe. Okay? And so if you go to this website, you can see his book, you can read it. The whole book is on there. The best way to get the information is to buy the book. Right? Buy the book on Amazon or eBay. It's called The Biggest Secret by David Icke. And especially go to page 338. If you remember the last 5 presidents, if you've been on this planet for the last 5 presidents, it'll make your head spin. Okay? And read page 332. You can go there right now and read it for free. The whole book is on PDF. This is a miracle. Okay? But the best way to do it is just get the whole book. You know, for me, I mean, I don't like to read stuff on a tablet or a phone, even though I do all the time. But anywho, yeah, so you can get on the same page. Read that page 332, then you'll see where I'm coming from. Okay, so thanks for tuning in. Thanks for giving the video a like and share it, so this information can get out there. And I don't know if you know it or not, realize the power that has been bestowed upon us. This is absolutely powerful. It took billions and billions of dollars to put these satellites in the air, right? We have the power. Let's use it. Okay? So thanks for like, share, subscribe, and I'll work on getting some more information, some more details on this thing that occurred over in United Kingdom. Thanks for tuning in. Signing off from the San Joaquin Valley, the central San Joaquin Valley, here in sunny California, in the United States, on this Saturday morning in September. So, yesterday I was commenting a little bit about the weather, and I said, this is not normal. This is either HAARP or it's God, the Creator, is doing something. But you know what? It is normal, because I remember every time school started, school used to start in September all the time. I don't know what's going on now. They started, whenever they want. They'll start it in the middle of summer. But I remember every time right before school start, it would sprinkle. So I guess the weather was normal. Okay? So we'll talk to you later. Oh, okay. I saw you just got on. Who lives where? Who lives where? On the island over there in the United Kingdom, there's this island called Isle of Wight. And I think Wight is spelled W-I-G-H-T. Okay? So that's weird. It doesn't have much in it, but David Icke lives on that island. You know that we want to know something that's strange is we have the same birthday. Okay? But on Chinese zodiac, he's a dragon. And on Chinese zodiac, I'm a horse. So, two completely different animals. But because Chinese zodiac goes by the year you were born. And which is supposed to be more accurate. It's the lunar calendar. And but anyway, that's who lives out there. But I was talking about this one guy who lives in the United Kingdom. I don't know exactly where he lives. I'm going to go in and do some research on him right now. And he's the one who's telling you all the garbage that's going on over there in the United Kingdom, because these people, they're not telling the people, right? There's all kinds of stuff going on that they're not telling the people, that we're getting the information from these YouTube live feeds. And so that's who lives there. Who just got in here. But I don't have nothing really to talk about. I just had that idea about the seat for truck drivers. It's unbelievable that you're talking 50 years with this seat design that is freaking a no-brainer. Okay, so stay tuned, and I'll try and get some information, some topics to talk about.